What's good? It's your boy Twiz. Hey, I'm gonna try something new, man. I'm gonna give some content out to the Stadia community. I'm gonna start providing stuff to y'all. So starting off, let's go ahead and read the update and latest Stadia community blog and see how that goes. So starting off this week, what do we got? This week on Stadia, myths, monsters, motorsports, and Mortal Kombat. Ooh. Mortal Kombat! Starting with Jolton. 2 new games are available to purchase in the Stadia store this week, beginning with an epic quest toward immortality in Jolton. Valhalla Editions conquer a beautiful animated world on a journey to the gates of eternity. Meet monsters as you travel through Norse mythology on a mission to claim your rightful place in the pantheon of heroes. You can purchase Jolton Valhalla Edition on Stadia today for $14.99 USD. $14.99 USD. You know, after that whole Darksider incident, where they were charging, what was it, $5 more to buy it on Stadia? It might have even been $10 more, I don't really clearly remember. After they were charging more money to buy it on Stadia than they were on PC, it kind of left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. From a developer point of view, I understand if you're a big developer who's expecting to sell a lot of units, I believe Steam takes a cheaper discount. Like by default, they're both 30%, but if you sell a lot of units, I think Steam takes less. So developers actually make more money when they sell it for the same price on Steam, because Stadia is going to take 30% no matter what. Steam might take less. From a consumer point of view, let's say I don't have the option to buy it on PC, and my only option is to buy it on Stadia. If I feel like I'm being treated unfairly as a customer, I'm less likely to buy your product.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope.
And that's actually a big deal, because even dogs recognize the feeling of being treated unfair. Like, dogs don't like being treated unfair. It will change the way you act or change how you will purchase stuff. So I can imagine that although they were getting more money per unit sold on Steam, people on Stadia just didn't buy the game because they felt like it was wrong. People who were interested in the game but didn't want to buy it on Steam just said, hey, if you guys are going to treat us like shit, we're just not going to buy it at all. So I hope game developers are learning a lesson. And Jolton, I believe, is not that big of a seller. Actually, I don't know. It might be a pretty decent seller, but I think Jolton might be more of an indie game. It might not meet the requirements or getting less than 30% cut. So it's probably not surprising that it would sell the same on both units. And in all reality, regardless of what cut the platform gives, I think it looks good on a studio to basically sell the game for the same price everywhere. So that way players on that particular platform won't be upset at the studio and potentially costing them sales because they feel as if they're being treated unfairly. Anyhow, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I got my little clicky controller. I'm ready to whoop some ass.
I'm gonna show you some ass whooping, all right.
Controller? You gonna show them your ass? What?
Yeah.
You want a controller up your ass?
Yes.
Only if it rumbles. All right, so we have Sundered. Exploration and adventure reach new heights in Sundered, Eldritch Edition, a hand-drawn platformer featuring some truly eye-popping 2D art. Search strange and magical corridors, overcome otherworldly enemies, and open up paths of even more encounters. Purchase Sundered and Eldritch Edition on Stadia today for $19.99 USD. You know, just for shits and giggles, what do you say we take a little gander and see what this looks like on Steam as well? Let's see here. Same price.
Nice.
All right, so that's good. That's good to see that we're finally getting the same price across all platforms. If you want customers to buy games on Stadia, you can't be charging us outrageous prices for the same thing. Or it's not even outrageous, just you can't be treating us unfair. I believe many of us people on Stadia, many of us early founders, we probably own PCs or consoles. Well, we can go buy it elsewhere. To counter what I was saying earlier, why would a developer care where you buy it? Well, there is one reason. I think developers actually like Stadia, or they like cloud gaming. They like anything that encourages people not to buy from GameStop. Let me put it that way. Because GameStop is literally costing companies an arm and a leg.
I want to buy a PlayStation. It's very expensive. It costs an arm and a leg.
They don't like game resellers. It already costs a lot of money to create a video game. Thousands, if not millions of dollars to create a fucking video game. They recoup their money by selling to a lot of people. And then eventually they make enough money to recoup the cost of the creation of the game. And then they actually start making a profit. But when you have one copy of the game and then that one copy of the game gets resold tens of thousands of times, that's money that developers literally lose. So I know a lot of people is like, well, why would they want to give Google a 30% cut? Why would they want to give Steam a 30% cut? Why would they want to give Epic whatever percentage they take? It's quite simple, because selling directly to those places, even with the cuts that they're taking, at least the developer still makes a little bit of money from each sale. When the developer sells a game to GameStop or sells a physical disc that is resold to GameStop, they don't make money per unit sold. Like 10 people can buy that one game, the developer only gets paid once. It gets to the point, or is getting to the point where GameStop was making more money off the games than the developers. That's not right, guys. You know that's not right. So this is why developers like the cloud. This is why developers like digital download. They get more money, they actually get paid per unit sold.
Somebody fucking hit me in the ass and fucked me up.
Oh, really?
Y'all some nasty.
Hey, Twiz.
Oh, this next one is actually something I've been waiting for a long time. I was really looking forward to this. Check this out. Elder Scrolls Online comes to Stadia Pro on June 16th. That is a big fucking deal. It's actually pretty cool that they also announced it for June 16th. That means we're probably going to get more games at the beginning of the month. So I'm expecting 2 or 3 more games to go with it. What it seems like they're trying to do, because, you know, a lot of people signed up, or at least a lot of people currently using Stadia, they're currently on the 2 months free. And June is going to be their second month, meaning their last month. And I think they're really trying to sweeten the deal. They're really trying to make Stadia look like a good thing. So they're really trying to pack punch and give people really good games. I expect another pro game for next month to also be a really good purchase. Yeah, especially if they can get some people playing ESO on the pro version of it, means they can only play it while they have pro. And hopefully Google might be trying to snag a couple more subscriptions out of people by getting them on this game. The other big thing about this game is that it's going to be cross-play with PC, and that's a big fucking deal. As you know, Stadia has a really small player base right now. It has a small but loyal player base. If this game was released on Stadia by itself without crossplay, it would be a ghost town. MMOs need players to thrive, and going crossplay with PC is actually a pretty big deal. It's actually great. It's great for ESO. It brings new blood into a somewhat aging, I'm not saying bad, but somewhat aging game, and it also gives Stadia people to play with, and a game that they can actually invest their time in. Because if you guys are like me, we're kind of running out of games to play. I've beaten every game on Stadia that I wanted to play. Well, I'm still in the middle of Odyssey, but in general, like, I'm kind of going through the games faster than they're coming out. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm an old school WoW player. Don't know if this will really compete or hold my attention long away from WoW, but it is something I will gladly dive into just because it's on Stadia. I know there's gonna be those people saying, well, if you want to play it, you can go play it on PC right now. I'll wait for Stadia. Once again, there's not really that many games to play on Stadia, so if a game's on Stadia and a game's on PC, I want to play it on Stadia. I want to get used to the technology. I want to have fun with it. Larry, no, Larry, stop, Larry, don't make me do this, Larry. I'll do it. Oh, I told you not to make me. All right, we got PUBG Ranked Mode arrives on Stadia. PUBG continues to expand with its introduction of Ranked Mode. Players can now choose to play under a different and more competitive set of rules, and all of the action will be tracked and rewarded. Ranked Mode games include 64 total players, no red zone, and focus on making the best loot more readily available. For the ultimate competitive experience, no AI or bots will be featured in Ranked Mode play. Ranked Mode is available to play in PUBG today and is available to you at no additional cost. Also, please note that Ranked Mode on Stadia is only accessible for players using a controller. That's understandable as well. So one thing people were complaining about a lot on the Stadia version, I think people were complaining on the Xbox version as well. They introduced bots right before it came out on Stadia, or to coincide with the version of Stadia, so that way Stadia players actually have somebody to play with. It feels good playing PUBG and winning until you realize you've been fighting bots the whole time. So this Ranked Mode, this is how you ensure that you don't play with bots. This is how you ensure that you're playing with actual players in a way that really tests your skill versus people that are trying. So I'm glad to see this is added. I know some people are gonna gripe and say, oh, well, it sucks you can't use keyboard and mouse. Look, it kind of does, but I'd rather have people to play with as opposed to not having people to play with. Stadia is still a small platform. Do you really want to wait 2 hours per match? Just go ahead and play with controllers. Play with the console scrubs. Hey, hi console players. No, play with the console. Play with the people on console and just shut the fuck up. Serious. Let's move on. Chaos control! No, get out of my way! Get out of my way!
You still beat me in ties.
Mortal Kombat 11 gets much bigger in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath is a massive new story expansion bringing tons of material to both the single player and multiplayer. Play an entirely new story campaign. Take control of 3 new fighters, Shiva, Fujin, and RoboCop. What? RoboCop? That's right, RoboCop, part man, part robot, all cop. In addition, Aftermath will bring new stages, stage fatalities, and friendships to MK11. You know what I really like about that? I really like the fact they brought the all that stuff back, especially the friendships. All this stuff was like made golden in Mortal Kombat 2. I think that's what really made Mortal Kombat 2 shine. If Mortal Kombat was just the same as Mortal Kombat 1 with fatalities, I don't think Mortal Kombat 2 would have really done that good. It's the fact that he added all that crazy stuff in there. Can you remember the first time you seen a friendship? It just made you want to play and unlock and see everything. Seeing everybody's friendship, seeing everybody's brutality, seeing all the stage fatalities. I think that really added to Mortal Kombat 2, because at the time, stuff like that, you know, finishing somebody, how you ended the match, how you showed off when you won was a big part of the game. And I'm glad to see they brought that back. Oh shit, there's more. Let's continue. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath launches on Stadia today. You can buy it for $13.99 USD, or together with Mortal Kombat 11 and the Combat Pack, an incredible Mortal Kombat 11 collection for $59.99. So basically you get the base game plus the expansion for the price of a brand new game. You know, if I didn't already own it, I would say that's a deal. But the expansion by itself being 40 bucks. So basically you're saying, I mean, I want you to really look at this. I want you to really look at this. The expansion by itself is $40. If you look at $39.99, that's 40 bucks, right? And so if I could get them combined, you add on additional 20 bucks, $59.99, somebody round it up to 60, you add on additional 20 bucks. So you're saying the base game that has a big chunk of content is 20 bucks. The expansion that only has 3 story arcs is 40 bucks. Look, like I said, if I didn't already own the game, I would say it's a deal, but seeing that I already own the game, I feel like that's backwards. I feel like the expansion, the Aftermath, should just cost 20. You know, I'm just gonna call it like it is. Now, obviously, the developers can sell the game for whatever they want. I do kind of want to play this, but I think I'm gonna wait for a sale. And seeing that Stadia, once again, doesn't have a big library of games, doesn't have a big selection of games, and they tend to rotate sales every week, I don't think it will be too long before Aftermath will get a discount. So my advice, once again, if you already own the game and you can wait for a sale. If you don't own it, but you want to play it, 60 bucks for both. With that said, I'm your boy Twiz. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. Laters, y'all. I told y'all, I'm gonna win this shit, man. Y'all can't hang with me. Y'all can't hang with me. Thanks for the boost. God damn it, Vision. All right, motherfucker. I got something for you. Chaos control! Fuck!
What was that?
I was right behind you.
That sucked.
Twiz. Oh no, that was
Big brain.